All right, good morning, everyone. Does anybody hear me? Rogers, do you hear me?
Yes, we are hearing.
All right, great. So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I want to welcome you to today's session. But before we go further, I would wish to get someone to dedicate our session unto God's hands, because without him, we can't do much. So can we have a volunteer to lead us with an opening prayer? I can see
Leonard.
Leonard, I think you are the first. Go ahead and lead us.
Yes, morning to you, everybody.
Good morning, Leonard.
Yes, I'm fine, thank you. Leading us in prayer.
Yes, please.
Okay, dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this moment. There's a group of Edify teachers. Thank you for our teachers who have been teaching us all this while. As we go for yet another session, let us look at the living God that guides and reminds us what we have learned and rest upon us to roll this through Jesus Christ's name, and we say,
Amen.
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 Thank you so much, Mr. Leonard. So without wasting time, today, as you see on your screen, we are going to be talking about Google Classroom. That's also another platform that is very vital and very useful for the e-learning process. So I'll be taking you through. My name is George Emorut. I'll be taking you through this session, and then we shall also look at WhatsApp. How best can we utilize WhatsApp? WhatsApp groups. How can we create WhatsApp groups, and then how can we handle WhatsApp groups as we are having our online classes? So Rogers, I suggest we need to begin with a breakaway session where we are going to discuss, where members are going to discuss, because I believe already some of you have been using WhatsApp, some of you have even used the Google Classroom. So during the breakaway session, I wish that we try to discuss what can go wrong in a WhatsApp group, assuming you have a WhatsApp group as a school, and then you have added your learners into that WhatsApp group. What are some of the things which can go wrong? And then what can best be done to mitigate those wrong things which usually happen on WhatsApp groups? What are some of the best practices that WhatsApp admins can put into practice to make sure that there is a lot of meaningful use of the WhatsApp group that was created for e-learning process? So we are going to go into a breakaway session, and then we shall try to debate about those areas, and then we shall get back to our main group, our main Zoom session, where we shall go through the Google Classroom, and then also we shall try to look at how to create a WhatsApp group, and then how best we can set it in a standard way that there is harmony, and the main reason as to why that WhatsApp group was created is observed. So Rogers.
Yes, let us get volunteers who are going to be our chairpersons tonight, this morning. We are all going to have only 3 classes, 3 groups. Have you created a WhatsApp group? Have you used the WhatsApp group as a teacher to teach learners? Have you interacted with learners on WhatsApp? What can go wrong? Have you ever marked work learners have sent on WhatsApp? Where can you get challenges with WhatsApp? We shall be looking out. I want us to discuss this, and then we shall be connecting it with Google Classroom and how Google Classroom can be of help. Let us get any hands. I'm waiting for hands. If you are willing to be the chairperson of the first group, I make you a co-host right now. Put up your hand. Yes, we want members to be active. We don't want to waste a lot of time here. Okay, thank you very much, Nangoma. So you are a co-host right now. Another person, you are going to be team lead, group 1. Another person, another person, another person. Okay, Dale, thank you. Finally, we have Daniel. Daniel. Okay, so thank you very much. So those 3 people, Daniel is going to be group 3. Dale. So we are opening the breakout sessions immediately, and you will choose a group to be in, and then we shall be there. So Dale, Daniel, you join group 3, Dale group 2, and then Nangoma, Drusilla, you go in group 1. So you choose a group there, you click where there is a group, and then you choose a group. Choose a group there, and then we shall be back here. So, Mr. Marut.
Yes, please.
All people in the groups, it is only you who has remained here. So let me, I'm going to open a slide here, capture their deliberations immediately they come back from the groups.
Yes.
But we can jump into any of the groups and we see how the discussion is going.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
my plan is after that, after their deliberations, I give a presentation, an overview.
Okay.
On I was suggesting that maybe I begin by showing how to create a WhatsApp group. And then after that, I give a presentation on how to create a Google Classroom.
It's fine. You can start with WhatsApp, then I shall link it to Google Classroom. And how is, you see, because Google Classroom, they can mark, teachers can mark things which they could not do on WhatsApp. And some schools were using only WhatsApp when the lockdown started.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we need to see how things can be better. Okay, so okay, so let me first Let me first share my screen here. Are you able to see my screen, Ms. Emerald?
Not yet. Not yet. You are just sharing it. Yeah, I can see it now.
Okay. So what happens in when we are live streaming and we're going to a breakaway, the live stream only remains in the main session. That's what remains in the.
So what they are deliberating?
So what happens is that when you're having a live stream, you have to make sure that there is something also in the main session. Some people just leave the main session and then other people start coming in and talking when they have also gone to the breakaways. So it's better to have a screen shared like this one showing what is happening. Such that,
yeah, I'm also assigning. There are some people who are joining. I'm assigning them to some rooms.
Yeah, even people joining, assigning them some rooms, something like that. Then you can use a phone. I'm going to connect with my phone, and I also try to visit the rooms and I see how the discussion is going. You can find a room when the team lead jumped off and people are just there quiet. No one is even doing anything.
Yeah.
And I'm not, we are actually, the time is almost over. Let me send broadcast a message, tell them only 2 minutes left.
Rogers.
Yes.
You hear noise in my background. There are guys who are constructing around the office.
I'm not here.
I've tried to suppress the background noise the way Mr.
I'm not hearing it. It's fine.
Okay.
Recording and progress.
Hello, and you. Yes, Mr.
Thank you very much. Yes, I'm getting you that question.
Yes,
thank you very much. Yes, my input in this discussion here is about what can go wrong when you use WhatsApp is. To my experience, what I've been experiencing before, we have been using this WhatsApp as a good tool for discussing when we are still as a student. But what I've seen went wrong that time, and still it can happen in case if you don't control this, posting other things apart from academic work. When you group students as we are now doing, so anybody can post anything outside what we wanted to do. So that thing made two of the students to conflict. The other one posted the wrong thing, and the other one also posted it.
Maybe let's imagine we have ever used.
Maybe because we are going to fail to get answers to.
Maybe personally, what I can say, I have tried using WhatsApp to engage my learners, but when it comes to giving feedback, they normally just write. We don't go live. It is just chats. They ask you a question in a chat, then you respond.
So, Mr. Emerald.
Yes.
I've joined all the rooms I've seen. The discussion is going on well.
It's easy, but
Yeah.
I'm going to close it in like 1 minute. At least they are discussed.
Okay.
Then maybe it is subject to, you can run out of battery.
what can go wrong? What can go wrong?
Evaluate how many students are in class. Exactly, it is hard to evaluate. Unless you use Zoom, you can see all the students who are around at once. Yes, they can even do. So evaluation and monitoring becomes very hard. Okay, I think we have concentrated more on the problems than the importances.
What can go wrong?
The importances, they can copy notes from there. You can post notes and they copy. Exactly, it is easy to forward notes. Yeah, you can forward notes and they copy. At any time, what is there,
What can go wrong?
When the power gets off, I think it does not invent. Morning in progress.
Okay, members, you are welcome. Welcome back from the breakaway sessions, which we have just been having. We are evaluating the use of WhatsApp and Google Classroom in e-learning. In your e-learning strategy as a school, WhatsApp is very common in many schools, especially from the first lockdown. The moment they said lockdown for 2 days, what was very easy for schools to start with was WhatsApp, because they had the phone numbers already of the parents. So they formed WhatsApp groups, many schools, and they started sending work to learners. Yeah, so WhatsApp has some challenges. What can go wrong? Let us hear from group number one. Group number one, please, can you tell us what can go wrong?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Rogers. What could go wrong as you're using WhatsApp, as we discussed in our group, is that it does not enable embedding a number of teaching methods. You're only limited to maybe audio. Yes, so it doesn't embed many teaching methods. That is one. Then it is very time consuming, especially if you have to type the notes to the learners and then forward them. Then it is hard to evaluate and monitor because you can't know how many students are actually participating compared to Zoom where you're seeing the current participants. Then people said it was very complicated. Like you need a computer, maybe to copy the work from somewhere to somewhere. So in the long run, it can be expensive. That is what we're able to gather in our discussion. Thank you very much.
Your submissions are somehow. Because one thing I thought is that WhatsApp is easy. That's why it was the first thing schools could do. So I don't know how complicated it is, because already the parents already have it on their phones. It's not like Google Classroom, which you will first have to preach the gospel, to tell teachers, the parents to install. This one already they have it installed. You don't need to lecture them on it. So I thought WhatsApp would be easy. And then when talked about the teaching methods, WhatsApp I think supports audio. It supports video, even it supports the live calls, but I think they are not very efficient. And also the Zoom kind of experience is limited to a few people.
Because of the network problems.
I think it is quite easy. That's why it was the first thing for people to use. But anyway, because we should not just criticize a WhatsApp, we should give credit. Because even our e-learning program here, which we're using a WhatsApp group to coordinate. Let us hear from group number two. Group number two. And by the way, group number one, before I go away, what can we do as teachers? Did you discuss anything like that? Did you get any people giving anything?
No,
Suggestions?
unfortunately, we ran out of time.
Okay.
Weren't able to discuss that.
Okay, group number 2.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rogers. In group number 2, we discussed a lot of points concerning that, but some of them have been talked about, but I'm going to add on, just going to add on. We talked about the use. One of the use, we said WhatsApp is easy to control because there is an administrator which is always monitoring what is going on within the group. We said WhatsApp also can help to avoid malpractice. For example, if people know what to post in a given group, they will not be able to post abusing messages once they are oriented and they know what to input there. Then also WhatsApp can also help us to direct the flow of information. The flow of information is kept. In other words, people will not be, if the WhatsApp group is created for learning, someone may not post their politics because the information which we need there is going to be only for learning or for education. Then again, another use, we said it can also be used to engage other platforms. Like for example, we send links in WhatsApp and people happen to join other platforms like Google Classroom, like YouTube and others. Then what can go wrong with the WhatsApp? Some people may happen to leave the purpose of the group because we set the group on a given purpose, but some people can decide to leave that purpose and they begin posting things that are off topic. But as we said, the admin will be responsible in controlling all that. Then also we said can keep text messages. Text messages are kept there. Wherever you want to access them, you can get them. We also said another thing on what can go wrong. We said some students may change phones and you send an assignment and they say we did not get the assignment, yet they change the phone. So therefore, that one can also be a troubleshooting stuff.
Okay.
Then also,
Okay, thank you. Finally, group 3.
Thank you. This is Daniel. I chaired this group 3. Rogers, are you getting me?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Unfortunately, we had a challenge at the beginning where because one of the questions posed was, have you ever used the WhatsApp to mark or do something? Most of our members said they have not used it. However, some few who had used said that WhatsApp has a challenge of data. Not all parents may have data. So because of that, you will not cover a large group of people. And they even sometimes the learners may deviate. And I think that one has been mentioned, maybe due to poor control when the admins are not controlling it well, the learners may go off. Somebody has already mentioned where some parents may even begin posting politics. Actually, I had a problem. I had tried to create a WhatsApp group for my students. I was one of those actually who tried to do it at the beginning, like you said. But the time came when some parents started even attacking one another on the group, which was not good. So one of the members when I asked what can we do to and this governing the group, we were caught up with the time. We were still trying to contribute, but it was just like that. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, members. So at this time, because of time, I want to give one other admin before Mr. Emorut comes in. We have in this program, we have a number of facilitators. We have Henry, the computer guy, who was facilitating yesterday about Google Sites and YouTube. We have Mr. Dumba Steven, who took us through on day 1 on presentations and videos. We have Mr. Mukisa Godfrey, who took us through Google Docs and Gmail and Google Drive. We have Sebunya Moses Kasa, who took us through Zoom. Any of those admins, do you have any way in before I call back Mr. Emoru? Yes, Mr. Mukisa.
Rogers, for WhatsApp, the issue is, according to, I've received a number of teachers come to my place to help them. They send, students send a lot of work. They call it week 1, week 2, week 3. Now bringing it together, that work and the mark, actually WhatsApp, most schools have done like you did in the online teaching of Edify, that work will be submitted in Google Classroom, because you can be overwhelmed the way of managing that work to mark it. Sending is easy, the parents can send, but managing it, that's the issue with the WhatsApp compared to this.
Thank you. Okay. Mr. Doma, Mr. Henry, the computer guy, don't have any input on WhatsApp. Okay. Okay, maybe they will come in later. So members, at this time, Mr. Emerald, please, you share your screen and you harmonize this discussion and you tell us some of the ways how we can use WhatsApp and Google Classroom in our e-learning programs.
Okay, thank you, Rogers, and all the members. Once again, my name is George Emorut, and I'm so privileged that I will be leading this session. So all the points that you members have raised, they are really true, because I know you've heard them out of experience. And really using WhatsApp as a platform for e-learning has advantages, but also it has disadvantages, as you mentioned. So for you to successfully use WhatsApp for the e-learning project or the e-learning program, on my perspective, I feel having a WhatsApp group should just be used as a coordination platform where you can post communications to the children and their parents, and then where you can share links, where you can share all useful information that you want the learners and their parents to access in real time, because at least WhatsApp is one of the popular platforms that at least anybody having a smartphone at least has ever interacted or engaged with. So as a school, my proportion would be you create a WhatsApp group and then add the parents there, but do not post work there. Instead, post work on Google Classroom. Of course, later on, we are going to look at Google Classroom, how best we can use it on a perspective of a teacher. The whole of this week, you have been interacting with Google Classroom, but as a learner. So we shall also try to look at how best can you utilize Google Classroom as a teacher. So going back to WhatsApp, there are some things that you as a teacher who has created a WhatsApp group can do to regulate all those things that you were talking about. Things like learners going off topic, things like the platform becoming overcrowded with a lot of messages. So as an admin of the WhatsApp group, there are some settings that you can put into place, and then you make sure that your WhatsApp group is in harmony and the people are really trying their level best to do what the group is meant for. Of course, you can't rule out, there are situations whereby still things may run out of hand, but you as the admin of the WhatsApp group, you should be in full control. You should be in position to guide the entire group. You should be able to keep constantly update them why the group has been created. And also you should be in position to indicate it on the group description. Here, I mean to say you should be in position to enlighten the group members that this group is for this particular purpose, and any other post which does not rhyme with this purpose is not allowed on the WhatsApp group. So I want us to practically look at how best can we try to do some of the things I'm talking about. So I'm going to share the screen of my phone, and then we shall try to do it practically on the phone. So I'm trying to share my phone. Yeah, as you can see, that is the screen of my phone. So we want to look at how to create a WhatsApp group. We shall tap on the WhatsApp app. By so doing this, I believe it gets when you already have a WhatsApp application on your phone already installed and you're already using it. So once you open it, so we are going to create a WhatsApp group that we shall be using for coordinating the e-learning process. So to create a WhatsApp group, there are two procedures. So you have a choice to make. Either you can come to the three dots that you see at the top right corner of your screen, just right after the search icon, that thing which looks like which has a handle and a round thing on it. So there are three dots there. So we shall tap on those three dots. So when we tap on the three dots, you get to see the very first option on top is a new group. So you can tap on new group and then you'll be able to create a new group. The other alternative is, as you see on the bottom right corner, there is a round button which is green, and there is an icon inside it. So when you tap on that icon, still you can be in position to create a WhatsApp group. So you just click on that word new group, and then you should be able to create a WhatsApp group. So let's create one. So I'll tap on new group, and then it will ask me to add participants. I'm going to add only one participant, and then I will be good to go. And then, of course, other participants, I will be in position to add them later on. So for now, let me look for Mukalele Rogers. Is right there. And then after selecting Mukalele Rogers, if I want to add another participant and it gets that I have that participant in my phone, still I can search. For example, I can get Mr. Godfrey Mukisa. I tap on him, and then you can see that I have now two participants that I've already selected to be added to my WhatsApp group. So I have Mukalele Rogers and then Godfrey. So if I'm done with adding the participants that I have on my phone as my contacts, I'll just come to the green button, which is circular, which has an arrow pointing the right-hand side. Then I tap on it, and then it asks me that type the group subject here. Group subject is like the name of the group. So for this particular case, I am going to say this is a P7E class. P7E class group. So I'm calling my group P7E class group. After that, I can also tap on the camera icon. You see just on the left-hand side of the word P7, there is a camera there where I can tap there, and then I get an icon, maybe a logo of the school, maybe a picture of my P7 class. So I will come to, I'll simply tap on that icon, and then it asks me where where I want to get my icon from. I can get my icon from the gallery, from the camera, or I can go to search from the web. For this particular case, let me go get it from the gallery. So I will come and look for a picture. So let me select this one as my icon. So I'll just use it. So I assume that is the icon I want to use for my WhatsApp group. And then I'm going to select the tick, which is on that green button that you are seeing. So I'll tap on it, and there we are. That means I'm done with creating my WhatsApp group. But there are some settings that I needed to work on, to customize, to see that my group is in my control. So to edit those settings, I'll tap on the name of my group, and then I get to see the very first thing on top is add group description. So I will need to tap on add group description such that I can enlighten any member who is going to be added to the group. So I will type a brief description here. I say, this is an online coordination WhatsApp group for P7 class. And then I will say all communications about the e-classes, about e-classes will be posted here. And then I'll put here group policy. I'll also put here group policy. So I'm putting the stars before the word and at the end of the word, such that I make that word to appear bold. Then I will say, no posts outside the subject of this group are accepted here. So that is the group policy. So I'm trying to communicate to any member who joins that once you join this group, make sure you do not post anything which does not concern the main purpose as why this group was created. So maybe I am done entering that information. So I'll just tap on OK. So you can see there, the description is right there. So whenever somebody joins this group, somebody can be in position to read that brief description, and then somebody gets to understand what the group is all about. And then let's go to look at the group settings. This is where you can manage some few things about our WhatsApp group. Like here, you can set who can be in position to edit the group info. Right now, it is all participants. This is very dangerous in such a way that anybody can be in position to just edit the other description which we have just created right now. So it's better you set this to only admins. Set it to only admins. Then you say, okay. So once a member joins, if he or she is not an admin of this group, he or she cannot be able to edit the other group, this description that we just created recently, then who can send messages to the group? Who can post? Right now, it is set to all participants, but you may need to first set it to only admins. So you can set it to only admins such that you enable you undergo the process of adding all the participants into the group, and then you sensitize them, educate them, or elaborate to them the main reason as why the group has been created, and then now there you can be in position to allow them to also be in position to post something. So right now, if you are not an admin, you cannot post anything, because we have set from the group settings that it is only admins. So why is this setting very important? This is important in such a way that you regulate on the number of the posts. Most of the time, if you just allow anyone who joins the group to be able to post, they will end up bringing a lot of confusion into the group, just because there are some people who are always idle, they are doing nothing, and they feel like they want to chat. They will end up making the group to be another chat platform, and then they make it a public platform where they just keep on posting whichever message they feel like. So it is a good practice to you as an admin to be in a position to regulate such that somebody can join, but somebody cannot divert the attention of those members who are already part of the WhatsApp group. And you know, we are handling learners. Learners are very technical people to handle. So you need to, most of the time, lock the group such that they are unable to post. You can set it to all participants if you want now to hear feedback from them. If you want them to communicate, you want them to post something. Let's assume you have posted maybe a question and you want them to give their feedback. Then now you can come here and then you say, all participants can be in position to, post. Then now you do that for a particular period of time that you have set. You can maybe communicate to them that they have maybe 5 hours or they have 4 hours to respond to what you have told them to do. And then immediately after that thing has happened, then you can be in position to again go back and log. So when you look at even our WhatsApp groups, like this group where we are doing this training, there are situations where you find the group is locked. That is just because we don't want you people to take up the group and you start posting things which are irrelevant, which are not part of the purpose as to why the group was created. So to me, I feel a WhatsApp group should not basically be used for posting learners' work. A WhatsApp group should just be used for coordination, making communications. As you see, the way we do it with this COHORT2 WhatsApp group, you realize that we do not post here any content for learning, but we usually post there things like links, but you'll never get us posting here presentations. We post links, we post the Zoom links and many other things which can lead you to another platform where the learning process is taking place from. So my recommendation to schools would be, let's create WhatsApp groups, but basically use them for coordination purposes. Because at least on a WhatsApp group, you can post something and then learners can get that communication very fast, because the parents are always checking their WhatsApp application. They usually use the WhatsApp application on a regular basis if someone does not have data challenges. So basically that is what I can say about a WhatsApp group. Maybe the other thing is, if you want to invite more participants, let's assume you have like 200 learners and you want to invite them to join the WhatsApp group. Of course, adding one by one may become challenging, but there is a procedure whereby you can tap on the group, and then you go down, and then you must be seeing there are two options: add the participants and then invite via a link. So add the participants. You can add the participants if you have them on your phone already saved as your contacts. But let's assume you don't have them saved on your phone as your contacts. Then this second option would be the best, whereby you can get a link. You can get a link. Most of you joined the other COHORT2 WhatsApp group through a link. You can copy that link and then you share it either through bulk SMS or through emails, or you can even just send that link as a text message to your contacts. So that is basically the way you can invite your participants, and then your group will be good to go. You should be in position now to utilize this group for coordination purposes. To me, that is what I feel. The WhatsApp group should be utilized in a school setting for e-learning.
Yeah, Mr. Morut.
Yes, please.
You have comprehensively covered the basics of the WhatsApp, and in the interest of time, I want you to dive into Google Classroom. We shall attend to questions at once on both platforms. So you now switch and we look at Google Classroom, how it can be, especially for learning, because WhatsApp is actually a chat platform, generic, not necessarily the learning app. It is used for different, and actually there are some parents at first who had problems with WhatsApp, reputation, people were sending bad pictures and other things. So Google Classroom is a smarter app for learning and e-learning. So can you tell us more about Google Classroom?
Okay, so I hope you can all see my screen.
Yes.
Yeah. So we want to try to look at Google Classroom. Most of you, at least you have been interacting with Google Classroom, but as learners. So today what we want to go through is how can you make the best use of Google Classroom as a teacher. So first and foremost, Google Classroom is a free online service that lets you as teachers and your students to easily share files, and then you can be in a position to post their assignments. You can be in position to post teaching and learning materials. Maybe something you need to know about Google Classroom. Google Classroom is the exact replica of a physical class. Of course, you know a physical class must be in a building having 4 walls, and then it must have the learners, it must have the teachers, and then it must have the teaching and the learning resources. So Google Classroom is exactly like that. The only difference is Google Classroom is virtual, it is online. But however much it is online, it has all the things which take place in a physical classroom. So Google Classroom is also another free online service that you as a teacher enjoys just by you having a Gmail account. So why would you opt to use Google Classroom? With Google Classroom, as I've said before, you can be in position to post assignments. You can be in position to create quizzes, which can automatically even grade the learner. So it is a very nice tool that all of us as teachers should learn and try to make the best use of it. So you can be in position to upload learning material. Learning material can be notes, it can be videos, it can be just a link. Maybe there is a certain website, maybe you have a website and then you have posted something there on that website. It may even be another person's website, but it has content that you feel you want your learners to be able to get to access. So you can post that link, and then from that link, your learners can be able to visit that link, and then they read that content that you want them to access. Then Google Classroom also helps a teacher to grade learners all without having to print anything. It is a beautiful tool because you don't need to print anything. You upload their assignments, you post quizzes, and then your learners can be in a position to attempt the assignments and then return their scripts, return their responses to your assignment, just like the way most of you have been doing. I don't know if we have someone who has not been doing it. It is not yet late. It's better you try it out. The beauty is you get to experience what your learners will be doing when you create your own Google Classrooms in the nearby future. So you can be in position to grade learners even without you printing anything. You can be in a position to come up with a very nice mark sheet without you manually writing marks the way teachers used to do it traditionally, whereby after marking, then they get a full scarf, then they draw lines, they write the names of the learners, and then they write the subjects and then the marks that the children or the learners have scored in those particular subjects. With the Google Classroom, you will not need to write anything. Things come automatically. The moment you grade a learner, those marks will be put on to the mark sheet, having the learner's name and then all the assignments that that learner has attempted. So Google Classroom is a very, very nice platform that I highly encourage all of us to give a try. So what are the requirements for using this Google Classroom? The main requirement that you need is having a Gmail account, which I believe all of us are now having. So you get to understand that having a Gmail account really gives you a lot of benefits. You learned that yesterday, you learned that having a Gmail account allows you to create a YouTube channel. Having a Gmail account helps you to have a Google Drive account and many more other Google-based services. So even with Google Classroom, you should be in a position to create, even with Google Classroom, once you have a Gmail account, then you should be in a position to create a Google Classroom. And then also you can create it with a laptop, with a desktop, or even with a smartphone. Excuse me. So once you are using Google Classroom on the smartphone or on a tablet, you can get the best experience with it when you have downloaded the Google Classroom app on your smartphone. So want to look at what are the steps that we follow when we are creating a Google Classroom. The very first step is opening. You need to have also an internet browser, and then the device you are using must be connected to the internet. If you are using a smartphone, that smartphone must be connected to the internet. If you are using a computer, it also has to be connected to the internet. So you launch the internet browser. For example, you can launch Google Chrome, Firefox, or Microsoft Edge. But I highly recommend that you use Google Chrome because it gives you a lot of flexibility when you're using these Google-based services. So you launch Google Classroom, you launch the Google Chrome app, which is installed on your computer, and then on the address bar of your internet browser, type there this information, this URL, classroom.google.com. That is just one way. The other way is once you have opened the internet browser, you can go to google.com and then you go to the home page of Google, and then you will get to see these boxes here, these circles that you see here. That is a shortcut area where you can click and then you go to the Google services. So you can also find Google Classroom from the long list of the Google services which are available there. Google services like Google Drive, Google Classroom, and then YouTube and many more. So once you enter this, this will take you directly to the home page of Google Classroom. And then you will have to sign in. As I told you earlier on, for you to be able to access Google Classroom, you will need a Google account or else a Gmail account with you. So once you enter to the Google Classroom page, you should be able to sign into your Gmail account. After signing into your Gmail account, then now there is an area on the top right corner of the screen that will appear after you signing in. On that area, you can be able to go to this plus icon. Once you click on that plus icon, there are two options that will come. There is join a class and then create a class. Now, joining a class means you want to join a class which has already been created, and possibly you want to join it as a learner. And by that time, you should have been given the class code. Later on, we shall understand what we call the class code. So, the other option that we need is create a class, because we want to create a class. So you'll come and click create a class, and then this other menu will immediately appear the moment you click create a class. On this menu, it is where we shall enter all the information, the basic information of our class, like the class name. Actually, it is the most required information which is needed here. These other ones like section, the subject, the room, you can leave them empty, but the class name, it is a must, you must put it there. So you enter the class name, you enter the section if you need, the subject if you need, and then the room if you need, and then you come and click create. So once you create a class, this is the topmost part of your class. You'll be welcomed with the stream, the classwork tab, the people tab, and then the marks tab. But remember, these tabs will appear to you, the one to you as a teacher. Learners do not see this. I'm sure most of you, as you are always joining the other Google Classroom that we're using for this program, you have not been seeing the marks tab on your Google Classroom. So this can be viewed by only the teachers. So we shall get to understand what happens on the stream, classwork, people, and the marks. But let's look at the class code. This code is the code that you are going to share with your learners as you are inviting them to join. Remember, we said once someone goes to the homepage of Google Classroom, there are two options. There's join class and then create a class. So if you are a learner and your learners are to join a class, they will have to click join. And then once they click join, it will ask them for the class code. And that class code is this one. So by the time you invite your learners to join, you should have also shared the class code with them, possibly through the other WhatsApp group that we talked about. So once you have finished to share the WhatsApp, once you have shared the class code on WhatsApp, and then your learners start joining in, you'll be in position to communicate with your learners using the stream tab. So the stream tab is where you can post any announcement, you can post any notification, any communication that you want to communicate to your learners. So I can relate the stream tab as your Facebook timeline. So with the Facebook timeline, once you posted something there, all your friends, if you have set it that your friends can be the ones who can see what you have posted. So even here, once you've posted something, all the people who are part of this classroom, be it their teachers or their learners, they should be in position to see any communication that you have posted there. So the stream tab is a good platform whereby you can always post notifications or highlights to your learners. And then now, You can even put an attachment. Maybe there is a timetable, maybe there is something that you created using your computer. You can actually upload it on the stream tab, and then your learners can be able to get it from there. So we shall look at practically how we can post something there, how we can even upload something from the local computer and upload it there for our learners to see. So the other thing is how, as a teacher, of course, you will always need to create resources. You will need to create questions. You will need to be able to create assignment. You will be able to create quizzes on your Google Classroom. And all this takes place on the classwork tab. So that means this is where you will go to in case you want to post any teaching, any learning resource that you want your learners to get, and they use it for learning. As you can see here, from the classwork tab, it is where you assign work to your class. You create assignments and questions, and you can use topics in order for you to organize your work, not just posting it there, dumping it there, and then it looks scattered. It's better you create topics, and then you will find your work arranged. Even when the teachers, in case you are more than one teacher, when those teachers are uploading, they should be able to upload that work in accordance to the topics. They should put it in topics, not just pushing it there, and then the work looks disorganized. And then the other tab is, of course, this is basically how you can upload a resource. For example, if it is an assignment, you will have to click create. After clicking create, it will bring a long list of things like assignment, quiz, work, and so on. So you select the one that you want. For example, if you want to post there an assignment, you will select assignment. Then it will ask you for the title. You type there the title of the assignment. You enter there the instructions. It's a good practice always to put instructions which guide your learners about the assignment. And then you can be in a position to attach a file, which can be a video, which can be a document, which you created using your computer. You can even upload, you can even attach a file which is already stored on your Google Drive. So these services, there's a way they are interlinked with each other. So you can even just attach, a link which maybe can take your learners to another site where they can read, and then they should be able to learn something. And then after attaching, you can be able to select just a particular number of learners, and then you can be able to even deploy it to all the learners or just some particular learners. You can be able to give marks or points to that particular assignment. You can be able to set the due date. You should always, it is also good to make the learners know that this work is due by this date, not just leaving it open. If you leave it open, most of them, you know, some learners they are lazy, and they find it, some are not good at doing work at the real time that we need them to do. So it's better you notify them that this work is due by maybe Friday. Give them some period of time whereby they can be able to do the work, and then they're able to return their scripts for marking. Yeah, so basically that is how you can upload a theoretical way, how you can upload the file to your classwork tab. And then the other tab is we need to look at the people tab. The people tab is where you can add your learners, and then they can be in position to join. You can add the learners and also add the teachers, and then they can be in position to join your class. So I want us to go practical. I want us to, this one, what you are seeing on the screen just shows what the learner, how the learner can be in position to upload his response to the assignment. This one, I'm not going to waste time on it because I know you have been doing it, because the whole of this week you have been a learner. So at least you have a good experience on it. So I want us to go practical and we try to see how to create a Google Classroom practically, and then how to upload at least a resource, and then how to add the learners, and then how to add the co-teacher. So let me share my screen. Yeah, so I'll, as I said before, you will have to open an internet browser, and in this case, I'm going to open Google Chrome, which is this one. Once it opens, these days, the latest Google Chrome software opens like this. So it asks you to open a Google account. So I will select this one, and then I can now head to Google Classroom. And remember, I said there are two ways of heading to Google Classroom. You can type this address, which is classroom.google.com, and then you hit enter, and then it should take you there. For now, let me first sign out. Let me first sign out such that you shall experience it the way it is supposed to be when there is no Google account, which is already logged on. So we shall say classroom.google.com, then we hit enter on the keyboard. It will ask us to choose an account, a Google account. So I'm going to choose this account of mine, then I'll enter there a password. And then I come and say next. Now it takes me to Google Classroom. The other procedure is once you're on the Google homepage, google.com homepage, you can come to these Google apps. Once you click there, and then you can be able to see all the Google services. And in this particular case, I need a Google Classroom. So I just click on Classroom, and then still I'll be taken to Google Classroom homepage. So right now you are seeing so many classes. This is just because for me, for my case, I am part of very many classes, either as a teacher or as a student. So we want to see how do we create a class. So remember from the other presentation, I said you will have to click this plus icon. So once you click that plus icon, you can be in position to come to create a class. And then this warning will come, or this message will come that using Classroom at a school with students. So they are asking and they are notifying you that in case you are planning to use Google Classroom as a school, there is something that you are supposed to do in case you want to use it as a school. And what is that thing you are supposed to do? They are saying, if so, your school must sign up for a free Google Workspace for education. But in this particular case, I'm just going to accept this because I'm going to tick this because I'm not intending to use Google Classroom as a school, so I don't need to sign up for this because I'm going to use Google Classroom as an individual teacher. So I will tick this and then I say continue. And then now this is where we are going to enter the details of our class. We're going to put the name. On WhatsApp, we said our class is P7 E-class. P7 E-class. Let me even put the year 2021. The section, I can also put the section. The section is Z, P7 is in the upper section. The subject, I can say all subjects. The room, I can ignore the room for now because I'm just going to have only one stream. So I come and hit create. It's creating it. Just a few seconds and the class will be set up. Yes. So we are right there. And as you can see, we have our class already created. And by default, it comes with already a banner on it. as you can see, but this banner, we can change it. We can actually now modify our class and then we customize it. So let's begin by changing the theme. The theme is the appearance of your classroom. And the theme caters for even the banner that you are seeing here. So when you look at, let me first go back to the other classes which are there. Let me go back to the cohort 2 class. Cohort 2, it is here. So as you see, cohort 2, we changed the banner which is available here. We changed it to customize it to what is taking place, because people need, students need to see the same details of the class, and then they need to see, like this one, you get to understand that this is cohort 2. It is organized by Edify together with these other two organizations. So even yours, you can be in a position to customize. You can come up with a class banner, then you upload it to replace this one. But even if you don't know how to create one, you can select one, these ones which are here already. So you can come to select a theme, then you can select a theme which is already there. Google catered for people who are unable to create their own themes. So you can see there are categories of themes. There are general themes, as you can see these ones. There are English and history themes. There are math and science themes. There are arts, sports, and others. So you can select one from these ones. So let me go back to general, and then let me select this one, and then I say that is the theme I need. So that one is already done. And then here is where we see the name of our class. It is P7 class 2021. Section is upper, and this is the class code that we shall share with our learners. You can even click on this icon here in order for you to display it, at least when it is bigger, for you to see it properly. Then you can be able to copy this and then take it to the WhatsApp group. Take it to the WhatsApp group. I have WhatsApp installed on my computer, so I can copy it and then I take it there and then I paste it there. So WhatsApp is opening. Meanwhile, WhatsApp is opening. I think it is open now. So let me search for the other group. The other group is called P7 class. This is the group. And then now I can be in position to say Google Classroom code. And then now I can paste it there, and then I can post it, and then people can be able to see it. So let's get back to our Google Classroom. So I told you people that the stream tab is where you can communicate. You can post any communication to all the participants or all the members of the classroom. So if you want to post something, you just need to come and click here, and then you type something that you want. Okay. Now, before I post something here, I need to first I need to customize the settings of my classroom. Just like the way we customized the settings of our WhatsApp group. Even here with Google Classroom, there are some few settings that you need to be aware of, and you need to set them properly. So let me just close this WhatsApp. So in order for me to work on the settings of my Google Classroom, you can see this icon, the gear icon here. It's where I can access the settings of my Google Classroom. Once I click that icon, I get to see the class details. I get to see the class details, and then I can still edit my class, the class name from here. maybe I want it to be E-class 21. And then I can even put here the class description. Then I can say primary 7 class 2021. And then I can come down here and then I say, I can say once on the stream, I can say on the stream tab of my Google Classroom, there are a few settings which can be selected. Like the very first setting that is here is students can post and comment. Students can only comment. Only teachers can post or comment. So this is where you can regulate who can.
Yes, Tamarud.
Yes, please.
Yeah, at that stage, actually, one of the challenges we have in WhatsApp is having a lot of messages which may be somehow distracting. And one way of how we can have our classrooms organized is to allow, for example, I want you to first go back to the stream. I've just posted something there. First go back to the stream, first save there and go back to the stream.
Okay.
So I've joined, so I've posted there a comment that I've joined the class using the class code. Thanks, teacher. So if you have learners, when they have joined the group, they can use this stream the way they use WhatsApp. But sometimes the learners can still misuse this stream. They can post anything there. And a teacher can put announcement and then learners post like 10 things and the teacher's announcement is lost within other messages. And also sometimes when you give learners work, instead of them going to put the work on the classwork tab under the assignment to submit it, they just post it here in the stream, just like it is on WhatsApp. So from what we have been experiencing, I think it is better you make this stream to only be the teachers can post, but the learners can only comment on what the teachers have posted. So when they are commenting, there the comments will be organized. They know that they are commenting on a particular announcement or a particular assignment. So that's why it is better to have students to only comment.
Yeah, so that means we shall have to select this setting. We shall have to say students can only comment, such that teachers can always post and then students, their work will be to comment. It will keep the stream tab to be tidy and it will not be cluttered with a lot of posts coming from even students and also teachers. And then basically that is it for the
even down here the mark where there is overall grade.
Yeah,
you may want to turn on total points so that the learners can see their marks there. Yeah, then also you turn on that, you show overall grade to students. It's good.
And and that is good enough for the settings of our Google Classroom. So we remember to come and save. So after saving, we can now even communicate. We can now post something here, and we can say, "Welcome to our online classroom," and then we can say all learning materials and the assignments will be posted on the classwork tab of this classroom. That is an announcement that is going to be sent. So once I have typed this announcement, you can see that it is for P7A class 21, and here it is reading all students. But I can even just select just some students. in case I have a long list of students and there is a communication I want to be displayed to just a particular number of students, I can deselect all students, then I keep on selecting students. I keep on selecting just some students. Now, right now, the moment I select Mr. Rogers, even this one becomes as checked just because Rogers is the only student I have right now. So after selecting the students that you want the message to reach to, and then you can be able to still attach maybe a Google Drive file. You click on that Google Drive icon, and then you can go to, I can come to my drive, and then I can be in position to select one of the files. I can be in position to select one of the files, maybe this one, and then I say insert. So this file is part of my communication, part of my announcement. Maybe this one is like maybe this one is like a timetable, also something like that. So it is also part of the announcement that I'm making, and I'm going to post it for my learners. And then you see here, you can even upload a file from your computer. Once you click on this icon here with the arrow which is pointing up, it means you are going to upload a file. You come here and browse, or you can just drag and drop. You can go to your desktop, wherever you have put the file that you want to upload. Maybe this one, and then you click open, and then it uploads it there. So you can see there are two files now. Still,
okay, Mr. Morut.
Yes, please.
Because of time, I want to encourage the participants who have questions, they put in the chat, but also we can pick a few. So the rest of the presentation, we just answer some of those questions. Let us get some questions from the members. A few questions, we don't have time. We are going to be finishing within the next 10 to 15 minutes, 10 minutes. So I want to actually, Mr. Morut.
Yes, please.
Yeah, you first stop sharing. Let us here get a few hands here. Going to be demonstrating a few things here. Mr. Matuga. Yeah, meanwhile, be preparing the assignment. Next time we'll be sharing the assignment.
Okay.
Mr. Matuga.
Oh, yes. Thank you for the lesson. But my concern was, as I was trying to follow up creating a Google class, I found I'm using a phone. I only have 3 icons, like a stream, classwork, and people. I don't have the other icon for marks and or grading. I'm just using a phone. I don't know where to phones, marks are not there. Then another thing, again, what I've seen, that I wanted to change the design after creating a class. I wanted to change the design on the phone, but I failed to change it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that question. Let us get another question. Enoch?
Yes, you are. Are you getting me?
Yes.
Thank you, everyone, and good morning, everyone. Mr. Morot, thank you for caring. My question is, I wanted a practical bit of marking. Award, how can you mark a learner's work or students' work? How can you award the marks and comment in their work? That is practical bit of it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for that question as well. Let us hear from Edith, and Carlton. Edith.
Thank you very much, teacher. Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Thank you very much, teacher, for the work done. Mine is a supplement for the other one who have asked. After marking, how are those students going to see their marks? how can I direct them to find the marks they have got from that script after marking? Because I am also wondering, how will they mark and how are you going to show them their marks? Even me, it is still disturbing me that when you mark, it is after going to the Google, my email. That's when I realize that they have marked and I've seen my results. But which other format do we use? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so I'm going to respond to some few questions, and then Mr. Emerald will be coming in to look at the other questions that will be there. Okay, so let me share my phone here. Let me share my screen. Let me start with the phone, since Mr. Emerald has been using a computer. So I hope you can see my phone. So let me start with marking. So I'm having, this is my app, Google Classroom, after installing it. So I'm having many classes. Some I'm a student, some I'm a what? I'm a teacher. Okay, so I'm going to go to a class where I am a teacher. Like for example, I'm a teacher in this class of Senior 2 online class. And when I click on the people, I have fellow teachers here, Eric, Mary, Charles, all these are fellow teachers. I'm among the teachers, and we have over 200 learners there. Now, we have been teaching these learners for more than 6 weeks now. And yeah, let me go back to the class, Senior 2. So when I click on classwork, on the stream, you will see all the things, the notifications, whenever a teacher posts. So you can see this learner, guys, I have not received any. So you see, and there are comments, because here we had left the learners to be able to post in the stream. So we saw some distraction. That's why we are recommending that you can close off the stream and only then make them to comment. Then when you go to the classwork tab, you'll find assessments. We're giving them exams. For example, let me open an exam here for Senior 2. So it tells me here how many out of the 172 learners, one learner has 57 handed in the work, but we have marked 56. We are only left with one learner here who is not yet marked. Maybe he handed in late. It's called Donald Mutesa. So I can be able to see his work that he turned in. So the learner turned in like this. This is his work. He uploaded, submitted, but he took a picture and submitted. The way people are submitting assignments. So for me to mark, Google Classroom has a ready pen. Up here at the top, there is a pen which you touch. Then you come here and you choose a color. If you want a ready pen, then you start marking. You can start marking. You can start marking. Okay. So I'm marking. Okay, that is one page. So I can click on this. So you can be able to do a selection. There are some tools here down that you can use. You even have one for writing. You can type there and say very good. You see, I can type there something as well. You see, then I click on save. So when I save like that, it is going to save this script. And when I'm marking, this script here, which has been marked, is going to be there. So if that was maybe, this learner never put the things in one page. So he did okay, sorry. So he did let me share again my screen. Okay, so he did the work on different pages. He never put it into one page. So I can open another one also, and I also do. I click here on the pencil and I say it says create a new file. Then I say I put a cross. I put okay. So from there I save. Now I keep noting how many marks he has got. I count. Then I come down here. And I say this learner has got 75 out of 100. Once I say return, the learner is going to get an email and with his script marked, And the marks are also going to be put into the mark sheet. So you can see here on phone, I'm seeing all the learners, those who have done late, what they are getting, and all the results are here. Now, you can even make a report cards the same way these report cards which we make when we are at school. These normal report cards. You can make those report cards as a school, and you give to the teachers. For example, let me just show you how you can do that. Yeah, so marking is there. So now I'm turning to the computer now. So with phone, you can easily mark. And for us, our teachers, under this Edify program, the teachers have been marking and the learners have got their marks. So for you as a school now, if you want to make report cards for the learners, you can open any of the assignments, okay? And then you go in the corner, this side. You click on download all marks as a CSV. So you are going to get an Excel sheet with all your marks already entered. And you can be able to prepare report cards for your learners. So it is here, it is saying open with. I'm going to open them with Excel, and I can be able to see a mark sheet, not only in mathematics, but in all subjects. I'm going to show you shortly. So you have been dealing with the mark sheets and Excel, marks in Excel format. You have been doing that already. You normally make reports and enter. Many of the schools actually have report card systems. So you can extract your marks from here and put them in your report card system at this stage. And then you can be able to, okay, so this is it. So let me try to share now the Excel sheet, which has been exported. And this is the same way how we are going to assess you before we give you the certificates on Saturday. We are going to export all your results, and we are going to see those who have never done anything. So we have learners here. So in the class, you see some learners have been doing some marks, some exercises, others have not been doing. So what I can do, I can filter. These ones were different subjects: chemistry, biology, physics. So I go, now this is something. So I come here at the end, okay, of this. And then I put something called count. So I want to see, to get to filter out the learners who have been doing work. Yeah, so I'll do some simple count. The teachers, especially the ICT teachers who have been making report cards, you know this. Excel can do some count here. So there were 20 exams which were given, or assignments. So I'm going to do some quick count. Okay. Okay, so I have my marks there to that learner. So after getting my count, I'm going to arrange to see those learners who, starting from the ones who have done most of the work, and then there are those who just join the Google Classroom and they will never do any work. And some of them are in this particular class that we are having right now. So I will come here and I say count, sort by count, sort by column Y from largest to smallest. Good. So now I have my mark sheet. Yeah, so I can be able to know, these other things, the students and their emails. This is senior 2 class. So I can see Warren Joel, out of 20 assignments which were given, he did 12. This one did 11. This one did 10. I can be able to put these marks into the report system, and I make for them report cards. Yeah, so Google Classroom can help you to mark. You can be able to do the marking. You can be able to make the report cards. You can be able to export the results. You can be able to do whatever. You can be able to teach your learners and even prepare for them report cards. Now, there is another person in the chat who asked that, can you create more than one class Yes, you can create as many classes as possible. For example, these are the classes that we have created, the digital classes we have created for the Edify program, which is on a break starting Monday. So we have set up our classes and we have told the teachers to log in. So these classes, so far, the learners have not yet joined. These ones are new Google Classroom that we have set up, but the teachers have already joined. So the teachers should join the Google Classrooms first before the learners. Otherwise, if you allow the learners to join, once the number reaches 250, the teachers will no longer be able, because these limited, these ones which are free, they allow you to add people directly up to 250. After 250, learners can continue joining even beyond the 250, but the teachers will no longer be able to be added. So you need to add all the teachers. And if you think there are some teachers who will join you along the way, who were not there at the first, you add there some emails, like we have put there these 2 emails. These ones are not people, the teachers, these are just emails we have created as placeholder. In case we get any new staff member, we can give him these logins and he logs in and uses these accounts. So when learners join at the bottom, even if they join, we have space for, if we get a staff member and we can't add another staff member, we shall give them these 2 emails. Yeah, so when you can create as many in the same Gmail account, you can create as many classes as possible. You just come here, you click on the plus, and by the way, if you don't want to keep creating classes, you can duplicate. If you have already set up a class like this, you can right click on this and you say copy. So they will copy the class. For example, this is senior 5 e-class. If I want to create senior 6, I'll just say copy. So Google Classroom will copy for me this class with all its settings. And then I'll just do, maybe just update the photo only. All the subjects, they will also be added. So this is the class which after the class I've created, it has created a duplicate, senior 6, it is here. Yeah, so if I click on classwork, already the subjects are there. I don't have to enter subjects. These subjects, in Google Classroom, subjects are called the topics. So you create topics. You create topic to add, then the topics are the subjects. Then what would be the topics are the titles. Yeah, when you are creating something like a material or an assignment, you will be able to select from here the topics on the right. Yeah, you'll be able to select the topics from there. So you select maybe biology, and then you put the title for that particular exam or assignment. Yeah, so of course, this is a complex system. We cannot really show you each and everything within the 1 hour we have. What we want you to do is simple. Create a Google Classroom and get it started. You will keep learning slowly and you learn more the way you learned how to use that report card system that you're using in your school. Okay, so those are the insights. Someone asked, what is the storage capacity of Google Class? That is Goretti. Thank you. Now, Google Classroom saves all the things we have been teaching you. They save those things on Google Drive. We talked about Google Sites yesterday, and we said hosting is free on Google Drive. That's where it is kept. Google Classroom is also kept on what? On Google Drive. Now, we got a challenge that the 15 GB, when learners start scanning their exams and submitting the exams, the 15 GB actually got full. So what you do, you go and you do upgrade your Google Drive. So you click on, if you click on any of these classes, let me show you. And you click on classwork. It will show you here where there is something like class drive folder. If you click on that, it will show you, it creates a folder in your Google Drive where all the work that learners submit will be, where the work will be stored. So,
Rogers.
Yes.
Why don't you share one of the classes which already has content there?
Yeah, but what I want to know, it's okay. What I want to show them is how they can add more space. So once this class gets full, down here there is something called by storage. But it depends on how many. Because for us we had to put very many Google Classrooms into one account. So that's why it got full. We created the classrooms from nursery up to senior 5. and we're putting them in one Gmail. So the 15 GB is actually got over towards the end. But if you create, for example, you can create each class in its own Gmail account. That space 15 GB will be good enough. It can take you for some time, and after some time you can delete it. Now, if in case it gets full, you may need to upgrade. When you click on this part of buy storage, Google Drive space is very cheap, very cheap. You can buy, so here we are buying this one of 200 GB. It is $4. $4 is $3 actually. It's around 12,000 per month. That is 200 GB. But we have there's a plan of 100 GB. 100 GB is 8,000 shillings only per month, and that's what we first used. So you can buy. You just click on storage, and then you put in your Momo card. You can buy using. I just paid using mobile money on my phone. Yeah, each person these days things became simple. MTN, Airtel, they made those things known as Momo cards. They are part of the mobile money menu, *165#. So they give you a code, a MasterCard, and you put in here, and you add that space. So the same way you buy Zoom of 60,000 Zoom license, Google Drive is way cheaper. It's only 8,000 shillings, 100 GB. Yeah, but that is in case the work has really filled up and you have used it. Yeah, but if you can use the 15 GB can be able to work for you, depending on how you are optimizing the space. So you can get more space. That question was answering Goretti, asking whether does it get full, what storage space. The storage is in your Google Drive, and you can upgrade. Your Google Drive space, and you upgrade from the free 15 GB Google gives you, and you go to 200, and that same space will cater for all the other things, Google Drive, the Google site, everything. That space will be catering for that. Okay, so we're denying the option of the learner make the teacher. No, the learners can still post Johnny Suga. The learners will still comment. When you post something, the learners can put comments, so you interact, but you just help organize the class. So that's why you should be able. Then what should be the size of the banner? The size of the banner, like for example, I've created here this senior 6 class, and if I want to put the banner, you just select any photo. Automatically, Google will crop it for you. Yeah, uploading the photo. Yes.
The banner ideally should be 1,600 by 400 pixels. Do something within.
Yeah. So if you are graphics and you know about photo dimensions, you can put in. You can go by those pixels. But for me, I was just putting any image. So long as it's big enough, if you put a very small one, it will not fit. So for me, I was putting a good image, and then Google will do crop. For example, let me just put here. So if I select photo from your computer, and then I select, I post the link. Yeah, so it will upload the photo. I don't know the dimensions of the photo. So it can make you to crop. You can crop, and for it will make the dimension that it wants. Yeah. So then I say select as the class theme. So it will put the photo up there, and that will be good enough to brand your work. Yeah. So so I think the questions. Okay. So members. Can't I delete some work in case it is too much? Yeah, you can delete. Yeah, you can, like for example, after a term, when you have finished and the learners have got their results and everything, you can clean. You can even delete those classrooms and you free up space, and then you create other classrooms. I think members, all the questions have been answered. I don't see more questions in the chat. All the questions which are there have been answered. Okay, should every learner have an email? That is Jessica. Now, for you to access Google Classroom, you need to have a Gmail account. Remember, the learners are using Android devices, smartphones. All smartphones, they require an email. So before they join, they will have an email they are using. But you have to sensitize your parents. You tell them to create child emails for their learners where possible. For me here at home, even I have a 4-year-old who has an email. I created it as a child account, and whenever that learner tries to go to YouTube, YouTube will only show her videos of her age. If she tries to go to some site, which is for adults, Google will not allow her. So creating a child email and linking it for you as the parent, it helps. So when you are to create a child email, you go up here and then you say add account. I'm not going to finish the entire process. So you click on add account, Google. Okay, I wanted to show you something small just on how you get started. So you click on this and then you say down here that is add another account. Okay, then from there you click on create an account for my child. Create an account for my child. So that's what you do. So once you create an account for your child, you can continue, and a child who is less than 13 years. So then from there, you create for them a Gmail account, and it will be with you. It will ask you, the parent, and then the child's account. The child's account will be more protected. So you can use the child's account to join the Google Classrooms, and then you keep monitoring the child's digital behavior and helping the child to be safe online. Okay, so members, I think let us end there. Questions may not end. Other questions, we shall answer them in the WhatsApp group. I want to ask Ms. Emodu to tell us the assignment. Share the screen assignment, and then we close in 5 minutes or 4 minutes actually.
Yeah, our assignment is here. Create a Google Classroom for your class. Then add the department co-teacher. Then invite some learners to join your class using the class code. I've already, I shared with you how you can share the class code, maybe on WhatsApp, or even you can share it on email. And then upload some learning material. We didn't do it, but there are videos that I'm going to upload on our Google Classroom. So you will check it up. You will get videos which guide you properly how you can upload learning material onto your Google Classroom. And then create a multi-choice quiz of at least 10 questions, and then submit the link to your Google Classroom. So we only need the link to your Google Classroom. And this is where you get the link to your Google Classroom. So the link to your Google Classroom, you will get it from, can you see my screen now? When you come to settings, and then you come to this is the link that you just click here and you copy. And then now you go to Google Classroom, and then you submit it. It is this link here. To get it, you will have to come to the class settings. Click on this gear icon, and then the invite link is right here. Copy it, then you go and post it there. Yes, please.
You can also click there up where there's class code, and you copy from there.
Yeah, it is here.
Copy invitation link.
You just click here and then you copy it.
So that's the link that we are going to need in the Google Classroom. And members, we are going to mark. We are going to extract a mark sheet. And if you have not done 20 out of 20 assignments, then you'll have attended, and we shall have thank you for attending, but we shall not be confident to certify that you have learned whatever we are taught. So no certificate if you don't attempt all the assignments. Yeah, so it is not compulsory to get a certificate. You can come and get the knowledge and you end with that. But if you want a certificate, please show that you do something in all the assignments that we offer. Let us get someone to give us a closing prayer and we conclude this session. Mr. Enoch, give us a closing prayer since your hand is up. Mr. Enoch? Mr. Enoch is off. Let us get some other person. Edis?
Thank you for this opportunity. Let us humble ourselves for the word of prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the gift of life. We thank you that you have given us this opportunity to learn something. We want to thank you for our good teachers. As we are breaking out now, please keep us until we meet at 4. Give us knowledge to know what we have learned and do the assignment. In Jesus' name we have prayed.
Amen.
Amen.